Hey traders, welcome to the weekly candle close, where, as you can see, officially, without a shadow of a doubt, the highest weekly candle close seen since April 4th of 2022. So like 21 month highs, technically an engulfing candle, covered the previous candle, and this is all happening above 42K, which is good too. So those are great things on the weekly, but it is not ensured that things will continue looking at the less significant time scales. Here's your 3-day. You got another 2 days till this closes, and just up against 44.4. You know how real that level is. It's been plotted here. It can't be denied. It can't be argued with. There's supply there, and so far there's just not enough demand to breach that, all that supply, and that is why it's been tested continuously for over 1 month now, all coming off of a 75% run in 2.5 months. So we got the daily. We're looking, we can just see, all right, getting pretty volatile, pretty insane moves we're seeing, but again, just failures. As we failed to break 44.4 as early as yesterday, or pretty much hours ago, I guess, right? And now you can see there's certainly a lot of downside before any support. I'm just saying, right? If you're talking about 42K and 44.4, okay, and the altcoins look terrible. They've looked terrible. There has been zero opportunity unless you're just shorting. No long opportunities, because you had your chance 2.5 months ago, and they ran and they played out. And now they're like profit-taking levels, and now they're looking ugly, like distribution, very clear on the 4-hour time scale. And we'll continue looking at those. Look at them on Friday. We'll look again, because they've played out pretty well this weekend. They've gotten decimated. Some assets down 15-20% in 2 days. Bitcoin dominance continuing to climb, and then we just look at that looming triple bearish divergence on total. Jonathan, I don't think you're going to be happy about the divergence.
I like turtles.
All right, get Jonathan a body bag. Too young, man. But yeah, I mean, if you look at this, if you care about traditional TA, man, this just implies a reversal, and that reversal hasn't really happened yet. So that would just imply more downside. Maybe it's not much because just the market's too overwhelmingly bullish right now, but this is implied more downside, more altcoins correcting, more percentage points lost in their value. Not good. I mean, that's just there, and if it doesn't play out, whatever. But I'm still gonna, like, this is why you watch the stream, right? I'm just giving you the report on what's real, what's mature, what's developed, and it all developed after testing the top trend line. That's exactly where there'd be supply, exactly where reversal would happen. Just as when you broke 1.2 trillion, well, the harder target was going to eventually be 1.72 trillion. It was tested like the Jesus, man. I just don't know what to tell you. Really, and you just have no idea. You got the wild card. Is it going to be sell the news, or is it going to be, no, it can't, you can't sell the news because all the institutions have to buy Bitcoin because the ETF in a few days. I mean, we have, what, 3 days now. After such a run like that, you just got to be careful, man. You are rolling the dice. You're testing your luck, since you've been lucky enough to participate in an asset that, again, has had an insane run and is just up against resistance, and they've been trying, or they have not been able to break it yet. Welcome to, we're not in the poker room. We're getting more towards the roulette table and slot machines with, you know, the 80-year-old chain smokers just tapping that button, man. You might be sitting right next to them right now on Bitcoin because of this. All right. Okay, we can look at, you know, Ethereum, I guess. You know, Ethereum looks like it's headed back for, you know, 2130 here. Don't see why not. If you're range bound and you're in the middle of the range and you're heading down, it's not that crazy to believe 2130 to be tested once more. All right. nothing but despair on the oscillator, really. I mean, that ends up just kind of being like extremely bearish divergence. So like, what, a high, a slightly higher high, same high, that, and then what, same high, again, what in the, no positive Momo on the second test of that 2400 level. And plus, I mean, like, even if Bitcoin goes up, I mean, everything's going to underperform, right? Everything's going to underperform because Bitcoin dominance is insane. It's V-shaping like a psycho. And it's like one low, then the second low, 200-day moving average tested and held, and now you're running, and you're currently at your highest levels since December 8th, about a month highs, 1 month highs on Bitcoin dominance. 54%, and we're waiting for that 60%. But what if the altcoins keep correcting? What if Bitcoin draws down 5%? Well, altcoins down 20, 30%. I think they've already done that like once, but they could do it again. Okay. Just remember, profit-taking levels were achieved on structures that developed over 300 to 500 days. They ran up 80 to 200%, almost all of them. Whether they had an edge or they didn't, whether they were actionable and easy to strategize an entry stop loss, take profits, or not. They've run their course, and now they're looking pretty good on the 4 hour, 12 hour. Oh, weekly Bitcoin dominance. Twist my arm. Oh my God. Yeah, look at that. Massive bullish engulfing candle, second highest weekly candle close since April 5th, 2021. Going on what, 3-year highs? Bullish convergence. I mean, hidden bullish divergence on the RSI. Forget that thing was on the daily anyway. But look, the weekly, the low, and then the higher low. And then on the weekly, you're sitting where on the RSI? Oh, just optimistically in the bullish control zone, 64.64. Repeating, of course. All right. So that's good. Not good for altcoins, though, right? Not really good at all for altcoins. Okay. Oh, do we have to do it? Do we have to look at Ethereum to Bitcoin?
Hey, Mitch. Can you look at FTM/USD? I know everything is looking bad. I want your opinion of the weekly.
What's up, Sanchez? We can look at FTM, but I have to say it's not going to be great. Yeah, this is like, oh wow, the most incredible shooting star that is green. There were different molecules on this shooting star, right? It wasn't just there was more carbon and hydrogen than there was another element, so it was a green shooting star, not a red one. And that shooting star Japanese candlestick reversal happened to be where at an ice line, the bottom of the old trading range. It is now resistance again. Here's your high. There's that up thrust. Then they like confirmed it with a couple other highs. And it's just like, I mean, it's almost like there's no more hope, dude. No more hope for Ethereum and Bitcoin. This thing looks like it's about to collapse. Now, of course, just come on in, man. Yeah, Gandalf's going to come in and save the world. I don't think there's a Gandalf, right? Gandalf will be Vitalik, and he cannot lift enough on the bench press to save Ethereum, all right? From the hordes of orcs. So what does this mean? Okay, looks like Ethereum's going to underperform Bitcoin for the foreseeable future again, as it just kind of been flatlining since October, bearishly consolidating for months. Good luck. I got an alert set up. Once we hear the beep, we can have a party, an anti-Ethereum party or something. All right, let's go to BNB. That, of course, was like, what do you think's going to happen? An asset like creates this massive interest head and shoulders, respects the TA so well on the recovery, and then what does it do? It runs to the next major inflection point and then hits it twice, and it's rolling over now? Yeah, because it's like, wow, really? I mean, this is like the most normal price action you could ever imagine on an asset. You got to actually admire it. So there's not much here to like 256, 257. It's really just not much. So if it goes straight down, you can't really be that surprised. That's it. That's your BNB update. And then, do we look at XRP still? Is that even a thing? Remember, I thought Alex Cobb retired. Remember, we were thinking you're going to retest 50, 51 cents again. I think that's probably coming, man. It's awful. Lots of distribution. Certain lower high in the previous high. That's pathetic. Way less than before. And you're just hanging on to 55 cents. And just no one wants this. No one's buying it. I hope you get that. They're offloading it. They've been offloading it. Really, I mean, since November, they've been offloading their coins. They're like, less than before. All right, now you're drawing down more majorly. And yeah, at least a retest to confirm its support, or a retest to fail and break that level. So, okay. And then I guess Sol, right? It would be polite to do Sol. Well, what do you want, man? It was terrible on the 4 hour. It looked like just massive distribution. Look at that. Lowest 4 hour candle close just moments ago since December 21st. So the lowest 4 hour close of the year 2024. And just testing the 200 simple moving average on this time scale for the first time. Oh my God. First time since September 28th. Yeah, I just get a little, have fun, man. Momentum shifting, or like let's just say momentum driven assets that are now indicating like things are have changed a little bit. Not so great right now. Lower highs, lower lows after a 220% plus run. What do you think could happen? Oh, but like 82, maybe 65, 58 again. So yeah, just that's just like one of your largest market cap cryptos after that run. So we're just looking at it. But you know, across the board, some things have gotten devastated, rightly so. You know, we'll just keep looking at like, what was it, Avalanche? It was beautiful, man. Well, it's so far it's beautiful. You think like, all right, a lot lower because lack of support from history, where the asset is right now, after a pretty brilliant looking slanted head and shoulders pattern developed after what, an insane run. You just can't be surprised if you correct more deeply than where you are right now even. So even if it rallied, probably make a lower high than the previous highs. SNX looked terrible, and it's continuing to collapse. After 340, 350, nothing there till 250. I just think like you gotta wait. If you wait a little bit, you'll see lower prices on these S coins, man. Look at it. I mean, pretty much just had its lowest 4 hour close since late November, and wow, it's down already 2% in minutes. But again, just I think. Yeah, it's lower prices. It's okay, right? There was more than before, over and over and over for so long, and then all of a sudden, wow, less than before. You have to be able to identify that stuff, like it's price action. Price action is so important. At local lower highs, like than previous highs, then even more local. All that stuff is meaningful because you can identify structures and it represents things that can protect you. Hey, I'm not really liking something's changed. Well, we got 2.5 months of data where it's never been like this. And the assets have appreciated, again, 150% plus. Now they're like back testing resistance as resistance again after failing to break it. These things mean stuff. So, and here I try to teach that, you know. Don't be scared. I'm not trying to scare anyone or make people feel bad. It's just, what do you want me to do? You want me to be like, everything's fine, everything looks good for higher prices, man. It just doesn't. Short term. I don't know. Let's just go to the FTM request, right? I don't know if we looked at them 4 hour on Friday. I think we did. can't remember if there was a structure or not. Bueller. Well, something happened. You know, you put in lower highs. Not putting it, you know, see, look at Head and Shoulders that underperformed, and then it was at a support, and then the buyers defended it, and then they back tested it a couple times. Then you ended up getting a few higher lows. But here, nothing really that crazy. Is there something you said about it that was crazy? Hold on one sec. I gotta use my phone. Because magically my desktop just doesn't show contributions anymore on Stream Elements. The weirdest phenomenon of all time to date. He wants the weekly opinion. Okay, the weekly. Well, weekly 200 simple moving average was tested and rejected, as well as some inflection points from history. 53 to 57 cents was the promised land. Like if buyers, if there's enough demand and and there's not enough supply there, I mean, you could be going straight up to 88 cents, but there certainly was supply, and that's what happens. It's not like it's in short term, not like, oh no, it's all over, FTM's going to 4 cents. It's not like that. It's just the buyers defended a support, people bought low, confirmed a bottom. And when they confirmed the low, they defended the level, the sellers relented, and then a rally ensued to the next formidable level, the next level or general consensus area where multiple market participants would have sell orders set up on the weekly. You can see it. It's not meant. It's like 18 cents, 52 to 57 cents, above that 88 cents, below that 5 cents. You see, there's just, so it's straight down and normally straight up and down and up. That's all that's happened. So there's too much supply here for now. So a drawdown, profit taking's occurring, and you just had your lowest weekly candle close since November 27th, and that's okay. So hope what you're thinking, eventually this correction that's ongoing will conclude higher than these two levels, and then we'll have more than before for the first time on the weekly since the double bottom. Right? You want something like this, and that would be evidence of accumulation. You just don't have it yet. These things got to play out. So we'll be waiting patiently for the correction that is ongoing to conclude with higher lows, and then that could be, hey man, might be time to re-enter, because then all of a sudden, right after these corrections conclude, we might on the 4 hour might be seeing the same things we're seeing on Avalanche, inverse Head and Shoulders, patterns that might be actionable where you can at least manage your risk. Discernible historical patterns got to start developing. Not yet, because you're impulsing down. Too early in the correction to have an edge to be able to do anything. I don't know if that helps, man, but that was a request. That was the request. All right. So if you want to think about FTM in terms of Fibonacci, major Fibonacci, high to lows, highest high to lowest low since the high, hasn't even come close to a 23% retrace. So you got to be optimistic, like way long term, for at least a shallow retrace. I mean, at least 88 cents at some point in the future, but it's just like, I mean, this is just natural stuff, man. Pretty rudimentary. What? At a level where historically the buyers came in and the price pivoted, and and then a run ensued. Later down the road in time, the same stuff happens at the same levels, up and down. Yeah, did not make a higher high. Made a deep retrace, right, from the high to low here. How deep? 78, almost 88% retrace. So yeah, people take profit at 886s, or they might go short. Congestion area, multitude of events are occurring at inflection points. So here you go, man. That's your FTM on the weekly. But hey, man, long term, probably $1. I mean, if you're talking common retrace zones, it's easy between the 382 and the 618. This has never changed. It's always been like this. 145 to 222. But that could be like, oh, well, you know, like a year later, 6 months from now, you got to wait. Sure, dude. I mean, sure. Maybe a back test in the weekly. Fine.
Mask, please.
Mask for Anonymous. Thank you, dude. Might as well just do it now. Jim Carrey that. Oh, whacked out price action here, huh? I mean, 334 is kind of a level. It's like, could be like 334 to $3, man. Really. Like, do you see why I'd plot it? It's like the initial tests ever. Okay, and so like, they've been defending this. They broke it and been defending it since November, and they defended it recently. And what happened? We're straight up to the next like inflection zone. Which is not that, it's like, oh, ping-ponging between support resistance. Wow. Nothing that I see that just sticks out is, it's almost like BNB's chart, a more crazy psycho looking BNB, left shoulder head, right shoulder stuff, like the back test of spring. But like did what BNB did, ran to the next level and has already like corrected all the way back down. So I don't really see anything structurally, like locally, that is like, oh wow, what a beautiful inverse head and shoulder, what a beautiful this or that. There is nothing really. It's just a bunch of chop, man. Middle of the Pacific Ocean, chopping around. I guess the closer you are to $3, the closer you are to the easiest way to manage risk with an entry and a stop loss. Because below $3, I don't think you want to own it. But you're too far off. You're 378. You needed to go lower. But my God, just months of this crap, dude. I don't know. Like, I mean, I just think like, I wouldn't own Mask. I'm not gonna touch Mask ever. Especially the way the Bitcoin dominance chart looks, the way Bitcoin itself looks. Bitcoin looks like superior to all these altcoins in terms of even opportunity, like for major breakout, ETF news looming, all that stuff. Not looking to get destroyed, you know, like in terms of yield when, oh, hey, look, Bitcoin dominance looks great and we know it's probably headed to 60 eventually. Well, I better own an S coin. Paramount, eh? Okay.
Capitan, please look at Paramount stock ticker para. Looking at possible inverse head and shoulders around global 886 retrace since May. Muchas gracias.
We can look at Paramount. Sure. 886. Inverse head and shoulders at 886. Okay, cool, maybe. But remember, it's Paramount. If you haven't noticed, they have absolutely destroyed what it means to make a movie. Like, we peaked culturally. What movies are being produced now are shells and jokes of themselves from just 10 years ago. Think about the movies that were created in the 2000s, like the Warrior Gladiator movies, and the stuff they produce now. It's like political, like there's like just an agenda in every movie now, written by these psychos in their ivory towers, insulated from reality with their tens of millions of dollars they made from years ago. XRP's pumping, dude. It's up 5%. Oh my God. All right, Alex Call better come out of retirement. He better go live soon. Testing the 200-day simple moving average merely. That's what's happening, right? The first test of the 200 since it was breached on the 5th. Well, it's the 7th now, man. Things have changed. Okay, give me back above 58 cents. I just, how do you trust these pumps. Okay, just knock it out. We'll look at this. We'll be paying attention to these coins, but I would not trust any sort of pump on XRP while Bitcoin's drawing down. I'll be careful, man. Okay, did you mention something about the weekly? No, sir. So I don't understand. Like, I gotta like put it in the fine print now, Atticus. No, literally the answer is no. One, because you did not meet the minimum criteria, but two, anything hex related, which is a scam by a sociopath that fled to Russia for fraud. We won't look at that. So it's already been said publicly. There's a clip of it that was filtering through the Discord.
Preach, brother. Everything is a carbon copy of something once good. Anyways, hex/rub please.
Literally no.
All eyes on crypto, but member Eno on the Nasdaq.
Thank you.
Is that a bullish bet on the monthly with a breakout of last discernible low in 08? Might be a while, but think we take out the gaps on the way up. TI 20.000000 USDT.
Thank you, Anonymous, for the $20.01 of Tether, United States dollar Tether. Thank you, dude. So that back test served very well. And this one too. Love back tests, man. Bees love back tests. Okay. Next time you go on a date, talk about the back tests. And then the follow through. So I mean, let's just look at this broken stock. Holy crap, the weekly was incredible. Look at that, man. That's what it's about. Look, man, it was the first low of all time, 2006, back when they were making good movies. All right, so that was back tested as resistance. It was an up thrust and the back test of the up thrust, and then the collapse. And then you saw the lowest weekly candle close just months ago, and now you're rallying off that, and it's like, I get it. You're saying, hey man, was it the shark you said? Inverse head and shoulder around the 80s. I see no momentum shift. Where is the inverse head and shoulder? Oh, he's trying to say that would be a left shoulder, head, right shoulder. I don't think so. Right? You want like legit the same distance. Okay, because look, man, the rule is you want it to be as close to textbook as possible, where everyone in the entire world can see it. So in order for that to happen, it needs to look like it does in a textbook. So you probably wanted something like this, you know. It's not gone far enough out, clearly, you know. It's Quasimodo looking at best. And it's, again, you just hit all-time, well, not all-time lows, but the lowest weekly candle close since 09, a few months ago. It went on this rally, and is the trend your friend here? Are you at some sort of strategic entry level? I don't think so. Are you really gonna take a long here and then have a stop loss below 1392? You're probably gonna get stopped out because it's Paramount. The trend is off. Who's buying, right? Think about it. Is there a composite operator with an ongoing accumulation campaign and it's undeniable, indubitable? No, it's lower highs, lower lows. There is no composite operator buying this quietly over time. It was a V-shape meme stock pump to kingdom come, and now it is in the depths. No one's buying this organically, and over time there's no campaign. And you have a beautiful downtrend. Who cares if it rallies? You know what you would... Look, man, things in basements, pretty easy. Things in basements, you want to find them. They look like this. This is composite operator signature stuff. Oh, wow, the selling subsided. Wow, then a higher low. Then a back test of a level becomes support again, and it's just so clear. And then what, a third bonus low? More than before? 3 rising valleys, and then the run, all right? And it got as high as 188. That's the type of stuff, man. It bottoms. You're looking for that. Not just, wow, dude. It's at 09 prices. It's Paramount. I just, because you have so many opportunities to scan and find an asset that looks better, I don't know why you would own that. I don't know why. That's like, hey, man, you're a decent man, and you make a good living, and you got good values and morals. And you're just gonna go in, and you're just gonna, all right, I'm gonna go date a girl. I'm gonna go marry her, and she's like 500 pounds. All right, that's what you do when you buy AMC. There's just no point. Only pain and sorrow is upon you. Okay. Okay, what was after that? Literally nothing, I think. Yeah, fat shaming. Yeah. Well, you can call it fat shaming. Yeah. Fat people should be shamed. They're living an unhealthy lifestyle. They need to fix that. Otherwise, they will have chronic illnesses and premature death. Moral relativism caused that word to even exist. Oh yeah, anything is, yeah, like being like 600 pounds is like okay. It's like fine. Yeah, going and shoplifting and stealing, it's fine, dude. It's fine. There's a reason. Yeah, let's stop the interstate. Let's just everyone. Yeah, there's a reason. There's always something. Yeah, dude, come on, man. Like worshiping Satan. I mean, like, come on, dude. It's like fine. Come on. All taught in colleges, education system. Oh, INO. INO would be next. Okay, we'll look at INO. Inovio up 25% on Friday. Wow, man. Yeah, it's like, well, it was kind of like a little bit better of an argument. It had that bottoming base, like coin base. Ironically, the name. Just see, you had it. There was a time and place to identify this. Yeah, I'd have signed on. I would have signed off on this, where you're talking about like, all right, here's a low, here's the lowest low. But all of a sudden, like, what's going on? If you would have gotten back, if I'd have been on this thing and we'd have been monitoring it right around like Christmas, before Christmas, yeah, I'd have been like, holy crap, dude! You can see some sort of one low, the second low. The second low has this momentum shifting structure, and now the buyers have recaptured the trading range bottom. Yeah, I'd have signed off on this as like, yeah, you could, if you wanted to, you could have managed your risk around 38.4 cents because that's the basement. And it's over now. It's like, it's pulled a Coinbase. It's pulled Nest Dig. It's like it broke. The trading range would have been the target of the trade setup. Like you'd have been probably exiting around 60 cents. Because that's like, you understand that is 54%. And you're just trading the top of the range. Bottom, buy low, sell high. But yes, it broke the game. Yeah, it broke out. And so if you talk about breakouts, maybe overhead resistance, 83, possibly 94 cents there. It's a peak. Yeah, I mean, let's just keep going to the lowest lows. But yeah, you had more of an argument than that other crap that we looked at, Paramount. I mean, yes, there was someone out there that was like the momentum had stalled the selling, and then the buyers started recapturing their footing, and then, like one low, then the second low, the slightly lower low, then the failure, then the higher low than before locally, and then the recapturing of the support. Those are all great things. It's just too late. You should be requesting stuff like this back in late December. That's stuff like this. Hey, man, could you look at INO? Not now. What do you want me to do now? All we can do is look in retrospect because, right, there are people that are tipping and they're finding stuff that looks like this. It's like, dang, man, let's do a trade setup live on the stream. What? What are you all talking about? I guess I hit a nerve talking about fat shaming people that weigh 600 pounds. I guess a lot of y'all are mad about it.
When I am president again, I am hiring Christopher Nolan to produce the redo of all the new Star Wars movies. Christian Bale will star as Mark Hamill. These new movies will take place in the Trumpiverse, so Batman will now be in Star Wars. Imagine Batman with a lightsaber. Yes.
Well, that's an interesting concept, Bat Trump. Thank you, dude. I'm sure we would all watch that. But no, Disney, what are they doing? Putting that woman in charge? Oh, women are gonna share. I don't even understand. What is up with this? Like, everyone's got a chip on their shoulder. It's like, can people just in the real world now just produce quality products and strive for excellence for the best? Nope. That's not what the goal is of civilization and society. Let's just piss everyone off and divide everyone and make everyone hate people. Yeah, communism. Let's usher it in, baby, together. Forget meritocracy. That's not fair. All right, so those are, you know, NO's a request. We can continue looking. What happened to gold, man? Gold, unfortunately, looks like the same impending doom on gold's MACD histogram as total, but it has not yet succumbed to the exhaustion that would be implied here. Very real. Very, very real. They're keeping it up for now. But after one test, the second test is slightly higher than the first test. It's all happening there and there. And you got that. Those are just some really, really rough variables that would imply downside next, even though it hasn't gone down yet. We could continue looking. Let's look at Ethereum Classic. Forget this demand line. It doesn't mean crap. But what did matter was the high, the higher high, the highest high. And on the highest high, it's just sad to see that divergence continued, didn't it? On the RSI as well. Man, it's all about the rule of three, man. That third time, the resolution seems most probable. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So tell me the difference between this and this. There was virtually no difference at all. Key level, third high. By the time you were at the third high, there was a tweezer top, but it was also that bearish divergence was so real on both. Well, maybe not the RSI. It was kind of class C, but exhaustion, man. Same level. We're back at that. We can look at DOT. Well, DOT is now officially, well, as of yesterday. Well, it was testing it on the third too. The retest. This is like why you can't be surprised if XRP sees 50 cents again. Because one test, then like just the scalpers come in and push this price, and then they take profit, and then market participants realize, wow, there's still just not enough people at all to keep this thing going. All right, let's go retest. And so now you've got on DOT that particular situation where levels of mystery, resistance, support. But then resistance initially. That is why this is such an important level. Below this, we'll see a much lower level. We'll see a 550 for a good 17% drawdown. Test the 200-day moving average. It was just pretty nasty lower high. There wasn't too much of a structure on the 4 hour, I don't think. No, not really. It was just, it made it side to side, then somehow a lower high, and then the flush with Bitcoin. Yeah, below the 4 hour, 200, some moving average. You just, less than an hour ago, made your lowest 4 hour close of the year of 2024. It feels so weird saying that. John, I see you, man. Turin Ethereum bar. Yeah, that's so based, dude. Yeah. So based. But dude, she was hot, man. How could they know? Glaurung, man. Yep. I don't know, dude. I'm like, I had a getting over that ailment, and then did a workout today, and it was like terrible. I was like, this is the hardest workout I've done in 9 weeks. Engine, a little engine that couldn't. It could, then it couldn't. You gotta love it. 38.8 cents. It's like a level. It's like a daily close from 2022. Support before. It had been re-regarded as resistance. That's what I'm talking about. That's like 1, 2, 3 highs and then collapsed. Oh, look, dude, look at the thing about. Oh, hey man, I own engine in my portfolio. I've owned it for a few months, and oh my god, I've lost 30% of value in 4 hours. Oh, but then it recovered 13%, and now since that recovery, it's down another 18%. This is what happens. Deep corrections, pullbacks, probably nothing until 26 cents. This one was one that I didn't really like that much. I mean, it was okay, right? It was a trade setup when was it? And now it's back to the entry of the trade setup. Like this one, just you can't really know which one they're going to catch the big bids and which ones aren't. Like this one caught some good bids. Oh god, dude, that's a S coin. Get wrecked. Okay, it rallied 50% right there. Yeah, ONT. Just looking at some of these in my leisure. See you at 21 cents. We're almost there. Kind of tweezer topish. And just rolling over. Oh, I mean, that's... Just imagine FOMO. This is like a cautionary tale of FOMO. Don't FOMO, otherwise you might be down 38% in 7 days on your money. NEO, we already discussed this one on Friday, that they have failed. They have failed, chat, twice. So it would be a miracle to not test $10 again. Hey, it's 11/11. Make a wish. Make a South Korean wish because it's a South Korean S coin. Yeah, I mean, if you can't break it once, all right, shame on them. If you can't break it twice, shame on you. Once it falls back below this level, it's confirmed failure. And then just, the first time, look at that Momo, and then the second time, look how pathetically much lower. And then the RSI too. This stuff isn't surprising. It can't be surprising because this is like, oh, okay, it was identified, in like August all the way to October that there was an M shape completed. Here was type 1, type 2. This all was happening at this crazy level from history that can't be argued with. There it is. All right, might be a time to be able to somehow strategize an entry. Up here, if they can't break it, I mean, if they break it, hey, $20, let's go party time. But if they can't and they confirm it, well, look out. Again, for any level of support, potential support, that's where you'd be headed. $10, $8 after that. So, oh, is Neo not Chinese? Maybe it is Chinese. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm thinking ONT, ontology, what we just looked at, or should we say ontology, as LEG would say it, right? I'm sure he would.
Technology.
Ontology.
What is that all about?
Excuse me. Just continue. And it's like, oh, QNT. Oh, wow, how unbelievable. It's the most believable thing of all time. We're going to see you down at 100. Wait on it. Hits the key inflection point and then twice. And then it's reversed. It'll probably be okay. Probably pivot before 96, but maybe not. It's just range bound forever. Lower high, lower high, lower high. Ugh. But hey, higher lows, so okay. What about Shiba? Probably coming back down to 766. Yeah. Eventually. If not, that's great. But just no one's buying the altcoins. And there's just, a lack of levels. All right, it's either 700, 1300, 600, 1700. There aren't many levels. So I guess you just wait. There's no action one can take for a long on the altcoins right now because there's just not any structural developments that would imply reversals coming. No reaccumulation yet. There will be once pivots come in and we actually start seeing it. Assets start rounding out their bottoms. They're just not doing it yet. Pain. We got to go through the pain. Look at SNX. I mean, you just went through all this pleasure, right? Time to go through some pain. And I think below 340, 350, you wait till 250. Remember we were talking about this on Friday? Well, if it breaks that level, then easy 27% downside. Still think that's the case. And the 4 hour was unbelievably good. Sometimes it's great to have that because on the daily, well, we don't have enough data to even have to see anything. And then you get the 4 hour, dang, there's actually stuff here that implied all this was going to happen. Less than before. That is a characteristic that we did not see from mid-October up to the buying climax, December 11th. They were just higher highs, higher lows. Now lower high, like woefully lower high than the previous high, and now lower lows than previous lows. Oh yeah, trend reversal, short-term trend reversal ongoing on SNX. Yeah. There goes my coffee, man. Oh yeah, file, dude. Oh yeah.
Is this your homework, Larry?
Good. 200 some moving average broken. We just had the lowest 4 hour candle close of the year 2024. And now you're just rolling over. Heading on down to, if you're looking at the daily, it's probably $5. This was discussed though. Hey man, below 640 equals $5. So it's just kind of doing that. There are just a few levels. $5, 640, 758. It's harmonic top. One of the tops. 950. You roll over. You're just correcting. What are you worried about? Only people that worry are the ones that buy at the dumbest times. Yeah, you buy at dumb times. You buy when people take profit. Yeah, you're going to lose your home. That's how much money you're going to lose. So only thing you can do is wait for $5 for the market participants to test that level. And we're going to see all together if they can defend it. But other than that, there's nothing to do but wait for that to happen. You got to wait, man. You've been waiting. Just like you were waiting once the type 2 returns started catching some bids. You had to wait till 758 got hit. You had to wait till $5 got hit initially. Then you had to wait for a month for it to consolidate before it ran to 758. You got to wait for the retest. So it might be coming sooner rather than later, already down 3+%. And Bitcoin, yikes. As you can see at the lows of the new week, at the lows of the day, lows of the 4 hour right now. After some abysmal failures to break a very real 44,444. Too many failures, and that's the concerning part, because remember, what is it? Up thrust, back test of up thrust. I went on strike till y'all answered. Let us just go and re-look at this. I need you to understand a technical event has occurred and it's not what you want to see leading into the week of the ETF. You don't want to see, this is the most bearish thing that you could possibly imagine. Let's forget the ETF. Forget this is one of the best creations in human history, okay? And we're just looking at it like it was a random stock and we didn't know. We had a blindfold on the ticker, right? You couldn't see it. It's not Bitcoin. All right. Well, market participants tried to break the key level and they failed, right? The trading range top. They failed miserably. And then a rally occurred, and then
I'm glad you're feeling better, but I must say that Cole gave you quite the deep man voice, which is very attractive. You should definitely go to California and yell at people more often.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. They have reconfirmed the validity of the top of the trading range as resistance, not once, but now twice. One time, all right, well, maybe it's okay, and then all weekend, and then second time. Flip this chart over, and you can't tell me this isn't perfect for, hey man, let's do it. Wait, sorry, wrong tool. Bro, let's do this, man. Leroy Jenkins. Let's Leroy Jenkins the springback test. It's this simple. My God, it's like, it is beyond simple. There it is, 3-1. Don't you get it, man? Do you get it? It's this simple. Crap. That's not good. Should I post this? Everyone's going to leave the Patreon if I post it. I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? Everyone said we're going to 100K in 5 minutes. Everyone. And then it's like the most technically bearish thing that could ever happen to an asset in a trading range has occurred on Bitcoin. And I hope it fails. Do you understand? I hope what I'm identifying, okay, that's me hoping, meaning it's meaningless. It doesn't do anything. I hope it fails. I hope, by God, we're back at 45K. This gets stopped out within the hour. But dang, man, if you looked at this as it wasn't Bitcoin, as there wasn't an ETF, and you flipped it over, you'd be like, my God, dude, this is the perfect area to strategize an entry and a stop loss. Because the event has occurred. The back test of spring has occurred. The confirmation of the spring back test has occurred too, making it even more powerful of a trade setup. This is what you do. I hate it, but this is what we have. But the TA is not really helpful with this ETF narrative. Could somebody pin that, screenshot that, so we can come back after the ETF news? Yes, everyone thinks something, and well, typically when everyone thinks something, yeah, you know what happens, right? Shorting well-defined uptrend. It's again like. It's not about like, okay, so a head and shoulders pattern. You were in an uptrend, but a lower high gets put in. So you're just, and then you can tell, and you're trading the lowest risk part of the head and shoulders, right? Just you're gonna stop loss above the head and shoulder top. But the uptrend's been going on, man. I mean, like, yeah, but at some point, a technical indicator, it develops, and that's your action. It's the actionable event. Just like, my God, well-established downtrend on Bitcoin. But if you're talking about range bound trend, what about SDIG, man? Well-established downtrend on SDIG. Not a smart idea to long the back test of spring with very tight stop loss. Not a good idea, right? This is exact same. Nope. You can't say that. You can't say that, man. It's like, it's not about sometimes it's not about the trend as much as it is just a low risk entry and a very tight stop loss. If it fails, it fails. Wow, you get stopped out with minimal loss. You move on with your day. What's going to happen? Right? I mean, the outcome. There it is. That's a well-established downtrend if I've ever seen one. That's a huge loser. Look, that's like an inverse Bitcoin trend. Holy crap. No way you could short this. No way, dude. But just, again, buyers defended. And we identified that defense, and that's when. It's an event, technical event, and you just take a shot. You don't act like you know where it's going next either. It's like, I post that. I'm saying that's just an opportunity to manage your risk. But I'm not saying I know that we're going lower on Bitcoin. There's no ego. Jameson, I hope so, man. Okay, the weekly 3-bar. Fine. Then let's go. Let's go. I'm ready. I hope the 4 hours a joke. I hope the failure to break 44.4 just is all a bad dream. We can all laugh. Remember that time there was the up thrust and the back test, the up thrust twice? Remember? Oh yeah, man. Haha. We're all laughing. And our Lambos. Exciting. But yeah, altcoins though, you gotta wait. It's like they're just down. They're just impulsing down. Like when inverse head and shoulder develop, you know. Tezos, man. Whew, sheesh. Like where's the structure? Where's the value? There's no value right now. Where's the structure? There's no structure. There's just nothing. Like you can't take action on this. Even though, hey man, it might be out of support. Okay. XRP has not moved, man. It's the same price it was when we last looked at it, okay? 58 cents. Okay. Break 58 cents, I'll feel better. But it really, something that's mandatory, buyers have to take out 64 cents on XRP. They have to. If that's a high. I can see that high on the daily. There's another high and another high. You got to start taking all these out. Then you got to start, once you do that, then you got to sell off and make a higher low than this low if it was to be the bottom, which you have no idea yet. Zcash is dead. Yeah, Zcash Dash. Oh yeah, dude, it's like a. There's got to be. We need to get some sort of like intensified, whacked out FX where it's like.
Is that a joint?
That's not the original. Is that a joint? Normally, is that a joint, Elon? It sounds clean and crisp, but it's the memed up version.
Is that a joint?
You can't tell because it sounds so good. I know, like Shaylin at one time had given me the normal. Is that a joint? I'm like, there's no way we're doing this. This one sounds so much better. We need one of those for like because that's what I would play for Zcash. Bro, dude, I bought Zcash. I'm a Zcash like Genesis block order guy. Like I've been owning Zcash for 5-6 years now, man. And you're homeless. You just saw the lowest daily candle close in human history on the Bitfinex chart. Bitfinex chart goes back to 2009. Nope, goes back to 2016. The lowest close ever. Yeah, we can go to Cardano, Charles Hoskinson. Dude, we're up 0.2% on the day. All right, 46 cents. Is there anything that indicates the correction's nearing its end? No, the correction has just begun. There's no structure here. There's no inverse head and shoulders. There's no anything. It's just number go down after lower highs put in than the highest high. Like, remember just your Fibonacci, like the low to the high. 382, you're in the golden zone, and wait for a 50%, wait for a 618 would be awesome. You got to have this, man. I mean, like, if 41 cents is so important, which it is, 2018 peak, and it's been a level before. Oh, that was a trade set up once it was a formal back test. Why not back test that? Why not look for a long once the buyers defend it and they defend it twice or something, spring back test? Nothing till then. You got to wait, man, for opportunity to present itself in crypto again. I'm sorry. At least on the altcoins. Bitcoin's kind of like Rubik's Cube. Oh, it could just pump, man, because ETF. Which I hope it does. It's not about like what I hope or not, though. It's just about, there's limited upside if it wasn't Bitcoin. If it was anything else, it would just be like, just your standard up thrust, back test of up thrust, bearish trade setup of a range, right? OP. It looks good for a long. No, sorry, you're 2.5 months late. It does not look good for a long. You're out of your mind. These are profit-taking exit levels. It was good for a long back in October, in November. That's when it was good for a long. It was discussed over and over and over. There's evidence of it in the Discord when it was good. It's not good now. This is crazy. To be going long now, you're dumb money. You're really, really dumb money. Yeah, added. Oops, sorry. Oh, dude, talking about OP good for a long. Nah, dude. You know what's good for a long? Right here. OP US dollar. Absolutely impeccable weekly. Add everyone. $3 target eventually. Guess what, Larry? Guess what? What happened? Exceeded $3. In fact, went to $4. Broke above the harmonic tops. Yeah, but this was the time to be caring. Not caring, but to be caring about this asset. There is no opportunity. The comet, this was the comet when you could see it with the naked eye and the telescope. It is now so far gone. The OP comet, it's gone. You have to wait for a long time to get a development like that. I don't know, I've been live over an hour, so I've done my deed. I've done my deed on the Lord's Day. And I really hope the reality of the situation is not what it is. But I don't know of anyone on the internet that is just discussing the up thrust back test of up thrust, and I'm not taking it further than that. I'm just taking it to where it is. Where you can't, this is like, again, it's just education, okay? If we had an asset that looked like this is where you'd be taking along. It just is. Just to take profit at the top of the range and you can exit and move on with your life. Or, worst case scenario, you take on minimal losses and it fails and then, oh my God. Which I hope happens. You got to know the difference between what I want to happen and what we're just identifying as reality. And again, the idea of these errors, it is all invalid, okay? This whole argument collapses, capitulates when or if the buyers break that level. Once this local range is broken, that the consequences of this could be, well, 46K, but onward and upward, man. Just wait for another higher low to come. Well, sorry. Wait for another higher low to come in, and then we're fine. But just know, you're just really high risk up here. It's really high risk to be taking a fresh long on Bitcoin, even if it breaks upward. And it very well could break upward. I don't know, man. If you don't get it, I don't know. I try my best to like... But people, we all romanticize Bitcoin because we all want it to succeed. We all want it to go higher because we have IRAs tied to it and lots of money in Bitcoin. But short term, it's just, could be doing something really bad. But I hope not. And maybe not. Too many people calling Bitcoin a drop. Bull crap. You're so wrong. And it's such a stupid thing to say. Oh, everyone's calling it down. Everyone's calling up. No, you're just saying that. You have no idea. Like, how many people are saying up next? How many people? No, you're wrong. Because too many people are saying we're going up next. Too many people are saying we're going down. It's, you know what that means? It is a coin flip. We are coin flipping. But right here, this is kind of a technical development over the course of the past, well, really since the upthrust. So 3 days, it's been, 4 or 5 days. Technical development has occurred on a very insignificant time scale, like the 4 hour. And that's all I got, Hey, better than, bro, whatever, man. That's not an argument. Everyone's saying we're going up or down. Not an argument. At least this is something by a textbook. At least it's textbook stuff. It's Wyckofian in its nature. Just look it up if you don't believe me, man. And I'm not saying this is going on, all right? I'm just, again, reference. It's not really like major distribution logic or whatever, right? But it is just, this is what I'm talking about. And it's, again, not the same, okay? Because I don't know if they're really... I just think that there was a failed rally and then a test of the trading range. That's all I'm saying. And I'm not saying we're going way lower, man. I'm just saying practice some caution a little bit, man. Just a little bit. Either way, I think it's educational. And if it plays out, hey, you learned something. Because you didn't believe me now. But the thing is, like, okay, whatever on Bitcoin, but the altcoins, it's like you had your chance 2.5 months ago, 2 months ago, and it's over. And now you gotta wait. We gotta wait for the comet, the proverbial comet, to come back near Earth so we can see it again. And then when we can see it, that means the opportunity is there where we can manage our risk. There's a structure that's developed where we can long it, set a stop loss, and it all makes sense. And there's upside potential. Upside potential happened, and now we got to wait for it to appear again with a higher low eventually. But things could go down another 30% plus, and it'd still be fine long term. Fedcoin, just join the government. If you join the government, you'll make a large amount of money in a short period of time. You just literally have to do what the deep state and Klaus Schwab and the communist Chinese tell you to do. If you do that, then you can make as much money as you want. Look at Nikki Haley. Freaking fraud. All right. So, thanks everyone for watching. I hope what has been identified does not come to pass. Hoping doesn't mean anything, though. So, we'll see if the technical event catches follow through or not. I'll see you tomorrow. Until next time. Respect. T. Hey.